Hi, cherries. Oh my god, I'm so happy to have you back. And welcome to today's episode, which is the first official episode of my podcasting career. Slay! So, as you already seen the title of today's video, we're gonna get to know each other a little better. I'm gonna tell you all the basics, all the cliche, and all the sort of expected information about me. I know. But before you pause me and, you know, get out of the video, let me tell you that it's not gonna be all boring, and I will also share with you a little more interesting things about me as a person, my interests, my personal experience, and how I finally decided to start a podcast. So, hi cherries. My full name is Velko Dimitrov, and I was born in Haskovo, Bulgaria. However, I grew up and spent most of my years in a very, very small village with not more than 50 people, but with loads of nature, beautiful mountains, dams, and rivers. Unfortunately, there weren't any kids at the village I used to live in, and the school I went to at that time didn't really give me the ground and stable education every child needs in their first years. I thought I was the smartest of the class. I thought I knew so much about everything, and once I graduated from fourth grade, I was finally able to go and study at a bigger city, and that's exactly the city I was actually born in. And so I went there for almost 3 years just to find out how much behind I was, just to find out how much I've missed and how many opportunities I haven't had the chance to have. But I'm so much happy that I went there, even though I had to live in a boarding house or whatever they call it. And I pretty much lived by myself at the age of 11, far away from home, with only 30 bucks for the whole week. Damn, it was hard. It was really fucking hard. And there were days I was praying for a piece of bread, and others where that was all I had. Nights at which I stayed late drinking coffee just so I can catch up with all the material and be just as good as everyone else in the class. Because there were so many things that they didn't teach us at that fucking village I used to study in. There were afternoons I was crying alone. Evenings, I wish I was doing something more fun. But looking back at all this, I'm so happy I went through all that because it made me much stronger, and it showed me that I'm capable of things I didn't know I was. It made me more responsible and taught me how to be okay and how to find a balance of living a good life with a little bit of money and with no money at all. It expanded my knowledge and skills, and it gave me a little start for my future. My journey ended when I was about to finish my seventh grade. My parents divorced, and I chose to live with my mom and my brother, and we went to a small town in southern Bulgaria. And so we moved there, and I finished the rest of my seventh grade and did great on the exams. However, I didn't really like it there. I felt like it was pulling me back. It wasn't giving me anything. It was just taking from me what I already had. I mean, there was just one school in the whole town. You can imagine what the level of the education was. My mom couldn't find a job either, so a year later we moved to another bigger and, in my opinion, much better city where I had more choices of where I can go to study and what I want to do, especially out of class. I went to a school for hardware and software engineer because that's what I thought the future was back then. However, this wasn't really my thing, honestly, and I knew I knew it from the very beginning, but I didn't want to quit. I just wanted to get it done, and I knew that once I was done with it, I could do whatever I wanted. The best part was I was able to go to dancing classes, singing classes, art classes, language classes, and so on. Finally, when I graduated from high school, looking for the best university that best defines my interests and that fits my grade areas, I found AUBG, or also called the American University in Bulgaria. At first, I began my journey at AUBG with psychology and business. However, I saw that business wasn't really for me. I mean, I got a C minus on the first course I took, and I think that's enough to know you're not good at something. I wasn't enjoying it either, and so there wasn't any point of continuing something that I wasn't good at or liked. However, I couldn't continue the psychology major because it wasn't accredited. So I had to choose another major that had accreditation in order to keep my psychology major. And I believe I made the right choice by choosing journalism. I mean, it's my third year at this university, and I have already published 2 books. Honestly, I haven't even taken that many JMC classes, but just from the few ones I took, I got so much inspired and I learned so much that I was already able to write books, I guess, which I absolutely love. And what I'm about to tell you is insane. You know that usually you're supposed to read a lot in order to be able to write well. Well, I have never read a single book before I published my book, my very first book. And honestly, I don't blame myself for it. It's just that we didn't have any books at home, and the ones that they were assigning us from school, I mean, come on, really? Um, did anyone enjoy reading those books? Because I personally didn't. And so I started reading books after I published my first book. I found a genre I liked. I found what really inspires me and makes me want to read more and more and more. I found what keeps my attention and interest, and I started reading. And so far, for just 6 months, I have read 30 books. I know, right? I'm currently working on a new book project though, and I noticed how much it helped me reading these 30 books. I noticed the kind of words I started using, the way I structure my sentences, and even the ideas I get. So, yeah, for those of you who want to write good, read, read, read. Okay, I'm gonna stop here with the books because I can keep talking until tomorrow, but I assume none of us have that much time. So, after the boring stuff, Let me finally start with a little bit about myself as a person and my interests. I'm definitely an art person. I love writing, as we all heard. I love reading. I love cooking. I love listening to music. I absolutely love listening to music and singing as well. I love dancing. I love drawing. I love every single thing you can do with your hands because that's art. I'm a great coffee lover and I can't function without a coffee in the morning. In fact, I can't function with a coffee in the morning either. and and that's probably why I don't get good grades in the classes I have at 9 a.m. But that's another topic to discuss. I love talking, but also listening to people, and I think that's a very important skill for a good conversation. I absolutely love fashion, and I'm so much into modeling, styling, outfits, jewelry, perfumes, magazines, pictures, and okay, this is a secret, but I'm gonna share it with you. I hope this year I will finally be able to publish my own magazine. Yes, I know, that's so exciting. Um, I've been working for a long time now on this project, and I know it's almost finished, but God, I'm such a perfectionist that I want to make sure that, everything is just perfect and well done. No grammar mistakes, no bad shoots or positions or anything like that. So, yeah, fingers crossed. Hopefully, soon I will be able to hold that magazine in my hands. And why not you guys? So, when it comes to clothes, my favorite colors are definitely white, beige, brown, and gray. And I mean, honestly, each and every nuance. When it comes to music, it really depends on my mood. But I'm not a big artist person, and I don't know if I have just one favorite artist. I love a lot of songs by different artists, and I don't necessarily like all of the songs that one artist has released. I'm very picky when it comes to music, honestly. I have a specific type of lyrics I like to listen to. I have a specific type of voices I like to listen to, a specific type of instruments. Like, yeah, but I can name a few of the artists that I love to listen to. If you don't know them, you can simply check on them and see if you maybe like them. So the first artist that I absolutely love and I had the greatest opportunity to see in live is Sienna Spyro. She's a local British artist and she has an absolutely amazing voice. Um, Such depth, such mm, story. It's really hard to have a voice that carries um, your story, but I can feel it in her voice, and this is such a special thing to have. And yeah, this young, talented local British artist made me absolutely in love with music. Her songs are definitely more relaxing and sad here and there. That's why I said it definitely depends on my mood. For example, if I want to scream singing and dance at my house alone, I would definitely play some Tate McRae. And here I'm sure you know who Tate McRae is. She's gorgeous, she's glamorous. Her moves, her voice, I mean, even if you don't know her, there's no chance you won't like her. Um, and luckily, I had the chance to see her in live too. When I was in America for the summer, yeah, it was one of the greatest nights in my life for sure. Okay, enough about music. Finally, I want to tell you about my current biggest passion, which is pretty much writing, but that kind of started transforming into talking because, before you write something, you can hear it in your mind and you can almost talk to it. So I was like, maybe I need to talk out. Maybe I need to speak up all these things I have to say. And so I was like, where do I find a platform to talk about things that interest me? And how do I do that? That's when I realized I've never listened to a single podcast. Yes, I've been watching YouTube videos of people vlogging or doing some challenges or some other stupid stuff. Um, but I've never really just listened to someone's voice. And one day at my For You page on TikTok, she pops up. Isabella Dorda, a local British poet who is now my most favorite, who not just inspired me reading or writing, but she also inspired me talking. I still remember the video I happened to see. Her voice was so beautiful. The flow, the way she was talking, the pauses, the intonation, everything. And she was just reading a poem. But it was so beautiful and it it felt like she was giving life to the words she was speaking. That's when I got inspired. That's when I told myself I want to do podcast, and I know that it might take a lot of time and effort to get good at this, but I know that if I'm consistent and if I really, really do it with loads of love and patience, it will be worth at the end of the day. It will be worth it one day. Finally, I want to say thank you to all of you who stayed till the end of this video and listened to me. And I just really hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't bore you too much. And I'm so much excited to see you next time with the first actual episode where we will be discussing an important topic that concerns all of us. So, thank you once again, and please, if you still haven't subscribed, you know where the button is. Maybe throw one like, maybe a comment, if you'd like, and I'll see you next time. Bye, cherries. Stay safe. Love you.